Okay, so good afternoon. Today's Blender challenge is making a 3D alien. We're not aiming for photorealism, we just want something cartoony. To practice your box modelling skills using some quick shortcuts to speed things up. So, last week there wasn't a game dev club, but the week before that we made an alien head, and we'll start with the same skills. So a default cube, pushing the mouse wheel in as a button to look from different angles, adding a subdivision surface modifier that's control and 2, or 1 or 2 or 3. I'm going to go for control and 2. Remember, the fewer the vertices you have, the faster it will render, the better it will work in your 3D game. If we right click and shade smooth, it looks a bit smoother. Okay, let's straight away add a alien-y colour. So on the materials tab, go to green, something like that. Remember, you can't see it in the solid view. You have to change it to the material view. I want a slightly darker, hulky green. There we go. Alright, tab on the keyboard to go into edit mode. It's the same as clicking up on here. And I want it to be symmetrical, as in if I pull out, so pressing 3 on the keyboard to select a face, if I press E to pull something out, I want the same change to be represented over this side. Control and Z. How do we do that? Well, on the modifiers tab, that's the spanner, we can add a modifier, and it's a mirror modifier. Notice you can choose which axis you're mirroring. If I pull out in this direction now, it doesn't seem to be working. Is that because I'm doing it in the wrong axis? Yes, it is. So Control Z, let's go around here and pull this one out instead. There we go, E to pull out. So if this is my head and I want to add an ear, maybe I want to scale that down and just scale it in the green axis, which is the Y axis. So S and Y and G and Z to move it up, and then E to extrude to get an ear. And then that bit there, I can E to extrude, S to scale. And I've got some weird looking ears. That will do. Right, if I get this bit, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude again, and S to scale. I've got a neck and some shoulders. E to extrude again, and I've got a body. It's not fantastic, but it will kind of do. I want an arm coming out, so that's something on here. I can just E to extrude, S to scale, maybe GZ to move it up, E to extrude. We want an elbow, we want a wrist, maybe a bit smaller, pull out a hand, E to extrude, escape, S to scale, and E to extrude. So this is box modelling. It's just simple shapes, but with a subdivision surface modifier, it makes it look a bit smoother. I'm going to E to extrude to pull it up, S to scale, E to extrude to get a thumb. To get the fingers, E to extrude outwards, maybe SY to scale in the Y axis, and I'm going to, you could do it all as mittens, that would work, or let's undo a little bit. Control Z. I can't remember the keyboard shortcut here, so I'm pressing F3 and searching for subdivide, which gives you some options, and the options down here you can change. If you go for more cuts, you can have more fingers that you can pull out. E to extrude, E to extrude, E to extrude. We're not going for photorealism, we're going for something looking quirky and something fun. Alright, at this point, I want a leg. So I only want it to come out part of the body, not both sides of the body. So how about Control and R for a loop cut? Remember, Control and R means you can take a knife to slice something in half. You put your mouse over the edge that you want to slice, and then you can click again to say where you want to loop cut it, or press escape if you want it to be in the middle. And I do want it to be in the middle, so that I can select this. But irritatingly, with the loop cut, it defaults back to edge select mode instead of face select mode, or 3 on your keyboard. So, E to extrude, SY to squidge in that direction, E to extrude again. Let's have a knee, let's go down to the ankle, E to extrude down here, pull this bit out going forwards. And it's not super realistic, but it'll do. Alright, how do we get the hands different colours? I'm going to select a vertex over here and Control and plus on the numpad to select linked vertices. or just shift and click to get other ones. or you can press B for box select, or C for circle select. But circle select is a bit irritating because you have to like press escape at the end. Otherwise, as soon as you press the middle mouse wheel, it kind of unselects, and I always forget that. So C for circle select. It's quite useful. It's also useful if you go into wireframe mode, because in wireframe mode you can select everything, including everything that's behind it. And then escape to go out circle select, Z and material preview. There we go. Why was I doing that? So I can add a new material, a new slot, a new material, change the color to... does an alien have skin tone? Don't know. This one has yellow hands. Don't know why. It just does. Inside edit mode, if I shift A to add a cube, GX, notice that this new object that I've added, this cube, is also having the mirror modifier attached to it. GZ, S, GZ. Irritatingly though, it's rendered flat rather than smooth, and the easiest way to do that is to go back into object mode, pressing tab, and then right click and shade smooth again. I don't know a faster way to do that. Let's add a new material slot, add a new material, assign the material, duplicate it, shift D, scale it down, GY to move it out, add a new material slot, add a new material. I want you to be fast at this so that you can quickly cobble together a cheeky little character. Right, I want a nose and I want a mouth. So at this point I don't want the mirror modifier anymore because it's not going to be symmetrical. So in object mode I can see the two modifiers, the subdivision modifier to make it smooth, and the mirror modifier. I'm going to apply it. So clicking on the triangle, I'll apply it. Now, why did it mess up the legs? That's irritating. Control Z. That is irritating. Maybe if I untick merge and apply it, there we go. Now I've got all of the vertices that I can move, and it only changes one side of it. That's what I want. Right, let's go in and make the mouth. How can we do this? Not too sure. I'll add a Control R loop cut and put a loop cut down there. Control R loop cut and another one down there. 3 for face modes. Maybe pull that out. Oh gosh, that's horrible. Or push it in. Ugh, that's even worse. Or scale it. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I trying to do? I'd like some lips. But I'm going to make it, I am going to pull it out. It's going to have like goofy teeth. So F3 for subdivides. How many teeth do I want? Quite a few of them. E to extrude, E to extrude, E to extrude. Let's do the same over here. F3 for subdivides. There we go. Oh, that didn't work. Come on. Subdivide. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure what happened there. But I want you to play around with a model that is mostly symmetrical using box modeling techniques. I'm just going to apply a different texture to that section, and it almost looks like a little bit of a monster slash alien. See what you can come up with.